When this smug cop was caught lying under oath, this judge wasn't about to let justice slip by, and what she did next might be the most redeeming moment in court this year.
The only officer that stopped Mr. Davis testified that the alleged traffic offense, that he saw being committed was not recorded. I asked him when I talked and described as to the reason for the stop, he initially said, well, his headlamps were turned off, or he didn't have the number of requisite headlamps as per the transportation code. When he confirmed on the stand that as per the transportation code, my client had more than two, he had three functioning headlamps, so much so that during the video, if the court recalls, the officer testifies that the headlamps in my client's car were working. The transportation code and the penal code read that my client or the individual who is alleged to have been committing an evading offense needs to be clearly shown as evading law enforcement. My client doesn't speed, doesn't turn off his lights, does not drive in excess of the speed limit, does not drive under the speed limit, does not avoid traffic, does not flee from the officer. Additionally, my client goes so much as to take the extra step and notify the officer by turning on his hazard lights. No point in time did my client commit any additional traffic offenses other than the alleged traffic offense, which again was not recorded. The officer testified that my client was driving a vehicle that was not stolen. He was driving a vehicle with a seatbelt on. There was nothing that my client was doing as he was driving that warranted a traffic stop. At no point in time did my client evade any arrest or detention. My client simply drove to find a place to stop. We know that he did not flee. We know that he didn't even intend to evade arrest or detention. He was simply looking for a safe place to stop.
Finally, there's been no evidence introduced that Mr. Davis was actually following the Texas DPS handbook. There's been no evidence introduced that he's ever read it. There's been no evidence introduced that he was even vaguely aware of it.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're saying that there's no evidence that he knew about the rules for the Texas driver's handbook.
Correct.
And how is that relevant? Because the defense doesn't have to present any evidence, correct?
Correct. The defense does not need to present any evidence.
After reviewing everything, listening to the testimony and seeing State's Exhibit Number 1, the court will find the defendant not guilty.